It is a special night tonight because shortly we are going to be Bedin Shel Ma'ala. We're going to be in the presence of Melech Malchei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. I just think of that and I tremble. Hayom Harat Olam. What does it mean, Rosh Hashana? What does it mean to be in the presence of Melech Malchei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu? It has to do with Hayom Harat Olam. Rosh Hashana is the matrix, the womb of humanity. The first human being, and in this we are against science, the first human being was not a brute. We reject the whole notion that the beginning of humankind is a brute. The beginning of humankind is Adam Harishon. And he was created. Hayom Harat Olam. Rosh Hashana. And I'm going to tell you why. The creation of Adam has to do with Rosh Hashanah. Of course, we believe in Olam Haba. Of course, we believe that there is a Borei Olam, a creator of everything. From the smallest of the most minute thing to the galaxies, you could see there is the hand of the creator. But what is important to know, and this is where we as Jews differ from other religions, the Borei Olam is Melech, is a king. He's not only a creator, he is a king, Melech. And as a matter of fact, from Rosh Hashanah on to Mosai Yom Kippur, we're going to say, not Hakel HaKadosh, HaMelech HaKadosh. Melech means king. What is the difference between Borei Olam Kadosh and Melech HaKadosh? What is a Jewish king? Melech David, the first king of Israel. The last king of Israel is going to be Melech HaMashiach, also David. Melech, in our mind, is a supreme judge. The Jewish king is not a royalty that parades his luxury and his pomp and showing the wealth. No. A king, a primary responsibility of the king is to judge according to the Jewish law his subjects. If Borei Olam is a judge, he's a melech, several things we have to take in consideration. First of all, humankind, us, Bnei Israel, we have to render account of our behavior. That Borei Olam is Melech and he sits in judgment, it means responsibility. We are responsible for our actions. But how could you know what is right and wrong? Responsibility means that there is a law. And how you call law in Hebrew? Torah. Melech, God is Melech. We're going to say HaMelech HaKadosh for 10 days until Yom Kippur. HaMelech HaKadosh means that he has a law, right and wrong. This is permitted, this is asur, this you may do, this you may not do. There is a law. But not only there is a law, what the use of having a law if you do not have to render account? There is a law. It means that he is going to sit and judge you. Not only in Olam Haba, of course in Olam Haba is going to judge you. In Olam Hazeh, in this world. Rosh Hashana, it means that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Melech Malchei HaMelachim, he sits and judge us. How? The Hakham say, Kibnei Maron, like a sheep. Yes? And you have a whole bunch of sheep, and then you have a small corridor, and one sheep passes one by one, Kibnei Maron, and the shepherd, Ro'eh, Ha'olam Kulo. Ha'olam, he says, and one sheep he says, Bar Minan, not for Hayim. This for skinning the wool. This is for Hayim. And one by one we pass in the front of Ro'eh Ha'olam, Adonai Ro'eh, Lo Ehsar, and he marks us. So HaKadosh Baruch Hu is Melech. He sits in judgment. We are the little sheep passing in front of Borei Olam, and he marks us. Yes? According to Ma'asim. So here comes a fantastic idea. That is our idea of Am Israel. And this, we respect everybody. And we love everybody. But also, we're different. Borei Olam, in our mind, is not only when we die, it's when we are alive. Yes? And we believe that is being a human being, being Adam, it means that you have sense that there is a Melech Malchei HaMelachim. Otherwise you're not in our mind a real Adam. Second, that there is a law. We call the law Torah. And third, that you're going and you have to render account of your behavior. Now, here we are. A few days away from Rosh Hashana, Selihot, the purpose of Selihot is Sirah Lanu, Kithatanu, prepare us. But listen, even David HaMelech, even Moshe Rabbeinu, we are frail. We go in front of God, Borei Olam judges us. He marks us. What are we going to do? Could anybody, any human being, say, I'm totally pure? Maybe among the Goyim, the Meshugaim, they are not intelligent enough. But if you are a real human being and you introspect, you know that you failed. Together with the idea of Melech Malchei HaMelachim, with the idea that there is a judge, with the idea that you have to render account, Jews, and only Jews, developed a fantastic concept that comes from the Torah, Teshuvah. Teshuvah, in very simple terms. Bar minan, hatati. Worst. Aviti. Worse than hatati and aviti. Bachati. Come the Torah and teaches us we could go back in time. Teshuvah, lahazor. You could come, Mar Benan, you made a avon 1 hour. Hour number 1. Number 2, hour number 2, you say, what I did. And you are, and I'm going to explain in a minute what exactly means teshuvah. And you make teshuvah, you go back to hour 1, and you're looking now to hour 1. This hour 2, you travel back in time, teshuvah. You travel back in time. And you are in hour number 1. And you say to yourself, am I crazy? Is Tagati? How am I going to make hour? I am contrite. I nihamti. I should never have made it. Now you're before number 1. And then, mahiti khi'ab kisha'ikha. For Olam erases the avon. I'll explain everything. Go back to Teshuvah means we always could conceive of somebody traveling further in time. But Teshuvah is something that goes against whatever the laws of logic are. You could go back in time. In science fiction, yeah. But now in Israel, in Am Israel, it says you could hozer, you contrite. Now, what is the teshuvah? How do you make teshuvah? We have a model of teshuvah. The first Adam Arishon, we know that he was in Gan Eden. And it was with Hakham. And now Adam is in Hakham, Rosh Hashana. Rosh Hashana is in Gan Eden. And of course, you know the story. Isa died, Isa died. And that Rosh Hashana is the first and the last Rosh Hashana. Then Adam was in Gan Eden. He was expelled from Gan Eden. 1 minute. What is the avon that Adam Arishon made? Of course, everybody says because he ate the forbidden fruit. What is the forbidden fruit? Somebody says A, somebody says no B, no C. Somebody says no D. I'm not convinced that they're right. Because the Torah describes in a very powerful way what is this forbidden fruit. And this forbidden fruit, all of us, we ate and we eat. It's just the worst part about it. Pay attention. HaKadosh Baruch Hu comes to Adam and he says, why did you eat the fruit? It was not my fault. My wife's fault. Why did you eat the fruit? Oh, I'm not. The Nahash. Immediately, you're expelled out of Gan Eden. The first avon, and this is the avon of every single human being, is failure to accept responsibility. Instead of Adam Arishon saying, Hatati aviti pashati, Selihot avinu ki hatanu, he puts the blame on somebody else. Hava, the same thing. If you are a true Adam, and you know that you have freedom of choice, you cannot pass the responsibility to somebody else. The impediment of teshuvah, what makes teshuvah impossible, is when you do not accept responsibility. Why are you doing what you're doing? My father, my mother, society, my girlfriend, my boyfriend, my this, my that. Responsibility. You refuse to accept responsibility. There is no possibility then of teshuvah. Teshuvah means I recognize that inside me I have Selem Elohim, Neshama, Tehorah. No matter what avon we make, when we get up next day in the morning, what you have to say in the morning? Elohai, Neshama Shenatata Bi, Tehorah. My neshama is a neshama tehorah. Because my neshama is tehorah, I am responsible for what I do. That is the meaning of neshama tehorah. So now let's summarize. We are the children of Adam. We have neshama tehorah. We have freedom of choice. Therefore, whenever we do something good or bad, we are responsible for our actions. And therefore, we have no right to put the blame on somebody else. All the Western culture, whatever we study in scholars, psychology, this, that, comes to negate freedom of choice. You know why this guy took a gun and killed and this? His mother, his father is this. These people are not in the category of Adam Arishon. If you are a real Adam, a Ben Adam, whatever you do is not because your father told you to do it, or your father didn't do, or the mother didn't do, or because the school does. To be Adam is to be able once a year to stand in front of your Creator and make teshuvah. Now I'm going to explain in the course of this lesson, we're going to understand exactly what teshuvah is. But before that, all right, we have teshuvah, and we have Rosh Hashana, and Hayom Harat Olam, the creation, the beginning of humankind. What is the purpose of the shofar? Of course, we blow shofar in Yom Kippurim at night in the Kippur, but there's no beracha on it. It's only to announce you, to let you know that you could eat. The only day you have to blow the shofar, and you say beracha. Asher kedeshanu v'masotav v'sevanu. You say beracha. It's Rosh Hashanah. What is the point of Rosh Hashanah and blowing the shofar? Did we hear the shofar ever before? Yes. There are three other occasions when we have a shofar. Number one, when HaKadosh Baruch Hu came down in Har Sinai, we heard a shofar. Moshe yedaber ve'Elohim ya'anenu b'kol. He said, kol shofar, holech ve'chazak מאוד. What is the meaning of a shofar in Har Sinai? It's very important. The king is coming down to planet Earth. How could you say in simple Hebrew, the king is coming down, HaMelech HaKadosh, you see, you feel, HaMelech is coming down and he is giving you the Aseret HaDiberot. That's the Torah. Let me explain. Aseret HaDiberot, there are how many commandments? 10. But, if you count the letters in Aseret HaDiberot, you're going to find that there are, how many letters there are in Aseret HaDiberot? 620. One of the great Hachamim, over 1,000 years ago. Over 1,000 years ago. Se'adia Gaon. He has a long poem following the letters of Aseret HaDiberot. For any of the letters of Aseret HaDiberot, he tells you one mitzvah. So it has 620 letters. 613 are the mitzvot of the Torah. There's 7 other letters. These are the mitzvot of Sheva mitzvot shel Bnei Noach. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu knows, of course, what he does. To us, he gives 613 commandments. To Bnei Noach, he knows as much as they could do. He doesn't tell them to put on tefillin and to this and that. He gives them only Sheva mitzvot. So, 1 minute. Melech Malchei Melachim come for first and only time to planet Earth. The shofar announces the presence of Borei Olam. So now you understand why we blow the shofar in Rosh Hashanah. Just like HaKadosh Baruch Hu came to us in Har Sinai, we believe that Borei Olam is with us in Rosh Hashanah. But there's two other cases when we blow the shofar. Another case when we go to war. We will go to war to blow the shofar. And the purpose of the shofar is, Borei Olam, please come down. Please come down. אנחנו בצער. Please come down. Help us, Borei Olam. Help us, we need you. Blow the shofar. Milchama, bar minan, milchama. And we want that Borei Olam, Adonai lachem lachem. Adonai ish milchama. Help us. And then there is another blowing of the shofar, third time. Mashiach Tzidkenu. When the Mashiach will come. Blow the shofar. Because the Mashiach is going to implement the law of Borei Olam. So now, here we understand. We blow the shofar, the shofar means that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is not only a God, like a glory God, who is busy, doesn't. He's Melech. Yes? He came down to earth, and we heard with our own ears what the Olam is speaking to us. So he gave us a law. You cannot say, I don't know. No, what do you mean I don't know? We have the Hasidah Diberot. Yeah, but all the Mitzvot, they are in Hasidah Diberot. All the Mitzvot. Come, go letter by letter by letter. Yeah, every Mitzvah. So don't tell me I don't know. You do know. And Borei Olam spoke to you. And we said what? Na'aseh v'nishma. What's mean Na'aseh v'nishma? In Shabbat, we say, HaKadosh Hu he'emarta, v'hu he'emirecha. I don't know Persian, but you tell me, I'm going to ask you, what is it? He'emirecha, the Targum says, Chatapta, you gave your word to God. And God gave his word to you. In Judeo-Arabic, among the Jews, Arabic-speaking Jews, when a young man and a young lady, they decide they want to get married, engagement, there's chtiva. They give the word. He gives the word that is going in X, in a year from now, and a month from now, this, and she gives the word that she is going to accept. The word, he'emirecha, he'emata. And among the Spanish speaking also, a palabra, yo la palabra, means I gave you my word. How do you say in Persian to get engaged? In Judeo-Persian, is there a word to say to engage a young man and a young lady when they make before the Hatunah, they're going to set the things. They say, well, how do you say is there probably it has to do with the word. How you say it? And what does it mean? And what does it mean to give a word?
Ba'ala means yes.
It means?
Yes. They say, both sides say yes.
A word, they give the word. They give a word. He'emirecha means he gave his word that you are going to be Am Kadosh. Ve'emarta means you said, you gave your word. And that's why, yes, Shir Shirim is a metaphoric, allegorical representation of Borei Olam and Am Yisrael, like Hatan and Kala. Ani ledodi v'dodi li. What is ani ledodi v'dodi? Elul, Aleph, Chodesh Elul. Ani, Lamed, Le, Do, Di, v'dodi li. Chodesh Elul is ani ledodi v'dodi li. Is the engagement. We give up a word that yes, we want to accept the law of God. And just like when there's a marriage, there is what? There's a ketubah. Borei Olam gives us the ketubah. Alright? Give us the ketubah. And now you understand Rosh Hashana. We made avon. We broke the law. And we come in front of Borei Olam. And Borei Olam is Melech, is judges us. So what happened? He marks us down. Barminan, this is Barminan, Shelo Nireh, Mahala, losing this and that, and so on, and this. So now we have something very interesting. Borei Olam judges in Rosh Hashanah. Blowing the shofar means I'm down. Borei Olam is down. And he judges. But he does not pass the verdict until Yom Kippur. He gives us 10 days. Rahamim. He gives us 10 days before he pronounces the verdict. The last word. He gives us 10 days. Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippurim. Now, 1 second. During these 10 days, we say no, we don't say Ha'el HaKadosh. If somebody says Ha'el HaKadosh in the Tefillah, he has to be Hazer. What we say? Hamelech HaKadosh. So you cannot say, I didn't know, I forgot. No. It's Hamelech HaKadosh. Oh, 1 second. And during these 10 days, called Aseret Yemei Teshuvah, we start looking into ourselves. Introspection. You go inside yourself. Just like in Pesach, you go into the house and you look for every crumb, everything that is hamesh. You go inside yourself. You clean inside. So that when it comes Yom Kippurim, and Borei Olam is going to pass judgment, we are clean. Aseret Yemei Teshuvah is a process. In these 10 days, suppose Barbenan, somebody, I forgot to say Mincha. Now, in Aseret Yemei Teshuvah, be careful and say Mincha. I forgot sometimes, once in a while, I forget to make the Te'atayim. You show in Aseret Yemei Teshuvah, not the theory, I feel sorry. No. You metaken. The taken means to fix whatever flaws you made. So now I want you to understand the thing. Aseret Yemei Teshuvah. Rosh Hashana is the beginning of humankind. The first human was Adam HaRishon because he understood responsibility. The first human being that failed was Adam HaRishon, because instead of looking inside himself, Teshuvah, what he did, tried to evade responsibility. Pointed the finger at somebody else, outside himself. In my opinion, that is the Avon. The Avon is this. 1 second. Now, once you point the finger outside yourself, accuse your wife accuse somebody else, you're out of Gan Eden. All right. Rosh Hashana means we accept responsibility. Borei Olam is going to give a verdict. He gives us 10 days. And so that when we appear Yom Kippurim, Borei Olam, mahiti ke'af sha'echa. God takes the avonot, all the avonot that we had, and He erases them as if there would be a cloud. Mahiti ke'af sha'echa. I mohe this avon as if there would be a cloud. What does it mean? Like this. The sun shines, but if you are in the midst of the cloud, you don't receive the sun. It's not because there is no sun. It's because you are surrounded by clouds. 1 second. The Avon is like a cloud surrounding your neshama, yourself, from the light that of Borei Olam. It's not that Borei Olam doesn't see you, it's that you're covering yourself. So now you made Teshuvah. And what God does to He takes this cloud and He erases it. As you erase a cloud, how a cloud is erased? Turns it into rain. Wow! This cloud is rain. And what happened with the rain? Comes to the ground, fertilizes the ground. And the ground starts giving fruits. Fantastic idea. במקום שבעלי תשובה עומדים, אין צדיקים גמורים יכולים לעמוד. Somebody who made avon, struggled, hazar b'tshuva, that individual, man or woman, young or old, is greater than a tzaddik gamur. Because out of the experience of Amina Avon, you face Borei Olam, no tricks, you say him the truth. Hatati aviti pashati, I'm not going to do it again. Please help me, I don't want to do that Avon again. The Avon got squeezes, the Avon this, and turns it into rain. And you become stronger. במקום שבעלי תשובה עומדים, אין צדיקים גמורים יכולים לעמוד. Now, one second. So now we understand Teshuvah. What is kapara? Yom Kippurim. What is Yom Kippurim? Kippurim, the word Kippurim doesn't mean forgiveness. Kippurim means something like cleaning. What does it mean exactly, Kippurim? Look at the word Kippurim. The shoresh, the root of the word Kippurim is Kaf, Pe, Resh. Kappa. Do you have this word Kippurim in other words, the same roots? Yes. Yes. In the Beit HaMikdash. In the Beit HaMikdash. We had the Ten Commandments written by the hand of God. Luchot HaBerit. And they were in the Aron. And what was on top of the Aron? What? Kaporet. Kaporet covers the Aron. Kaporet covers the Aron. Inside the Aron, we have the holiest object that we could have on earth. The Aseret HaDiberot, Luchot Shenei Luchot, written by Borei Olam himself. You have Kaporet. And what do you have on top of the Kaporet? Shenei Kerubim, two angels. And how they look, these angels? Hakham say, as little babies. Wow. You mean that if I made avon, and אני חזרתי בתשובה, מתוך הלב, תשובה. There is kapara, there is like a kaporet, there is like Shenei Kerubim inside me, helping me to go up to fly, to come to next to Borei Olam. Wow. Is this the meaning? Hazar b'tshuva, there's also kapara, a kaporet, covering all this nonsense that we did it, and now there's a kaporet, and there's a covering. Isn't it fantastic? And this happens when? In Yom HaKippurim. Isn't that an extraordinary phenomenon? Kaporet, kapara. We want Borei Olam to, only Borei Olam could kaporet. But then I have a problem. And so you have to say, you want also time for questions? Or you don't want time for questions? You have to tell me, because I want to figure out how much time for, because I have to figure out, I'm very, part of being Jewish is to know how to use your time. I have to know how to use the time. Because we all should give us 120 years plus. We have time, just, ladies and gentlemen, time is like money. You cannot just throw it like this. You have to know how to invest your time. You have time, you open book, Tehillim, read Tehillim, it's a good investment. You work, blah, 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 blah. It's a horrible investment. You took that and you threw it in the garbage. Time is more than money. Because, I'm going to tell you why. Money you could use it only in Olam Hazeh. Time is Olam Hazeh and Olam Haba. Much more. Yes. So, how much time do I have?
Speak for 10 minutes.
Say, huh?
Speak for 10 minutes. 5 minutes at the end for questions.
No, what time you want to finish?
1:10 and 5
Ah,
minutes. for questions.
1:10. Oh, I thought it was more. Oh, I thought 1:10.
5 minutes for questions afterwards. It's 1:15.
Oh, so I have to figure out how to make everything into this. All right, now. All right. I begin at the beginning. We are the children of Adam Arishon. What does it mean that you're the child, the daughter, son of Adam Arishon? First and foremost, that you have a neshama tehora. B'Selem Elohim. So good to know this. There's a liability to this. We are not Darwin's creatures. We are not behemoth. We're not hayot ra'ot. You are endowed with a neshama tehora with Selem Elohim. Therefore, you have freedom of choice. Dogs, lions, serpents, mosquitoes do not have freedom of choice. We are Ben Adam. Freedom of choice. I could choose bad and I could choose good. Freedom of choice. So if you have freedom of choice and then you ate falafel, kasher, mashgiach, but you didn't make Netilat Yadayim, whose responsibility is? Your father, your mother, your friend, your dad? No, it's your responsibility. You have a neshama tehora. You had the freedom to say beracha. You could have made Netilat Yadayim. So you're responsible. Hatati. Fine. So now comes Rosh Hashana, and you have to render in front of Borei Olam. What should be what is the Jewish strategy? We know what they're going to do in New Year. Get drunk, get this, I say always, you want to know the difference between Kodesh L'Chol, Ben Tameh V'Atahor, Ben Am Yisrael La'amim. Look the way we celebrate Rosh Hashanah, when the way they celebrate Rosh Hashanah. They escape responsibility. We go and face responsibility. So how you face responsibility? Hatati, aviti, pashati. And then you have 10 days in which you demonstrate with actions what you had in your heart. Come to tefillah. You don't have time during the year to make tefillah minha b'minyan. Make it aser yom teshuvah. Try to make it this. Whatever you could improve, you improve. Ladies and gentlemen, they have the same possibilities. So this is teshuvah. And now comes Yom Kippurim, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu makes kapara. Yes, kapara. Yes, he covers whatever you have. The neshama is like a kapara, like the kaporet of the Aron. And this kaporet is not only going to protect you, but when you really make teshuvah and so on, you create two little angels, Shemia Kerubim, yes, and this puts you in contact with Borei Olam. So, I'm finishing in a few minutes because I was 10, I just told you, yes, but I want to finish with something which is very important for me and for all of us. Yehi Ratzon, that first of all of us, and our relatives, and our friends, נחזור בתשובה שלמה, לפני הקדוש ברוך הוא, ראש השנה, נכתב בספר חיים טובים וארוכים, and inshallah, בעזרת השם, this year, שנזכה לראות in the face of משיח צדקנו, Amen. במהרה בימינו. The questions.
בראש השנה אין לנו וידוי. נחמיה אומר, אכלו רעים, שתו ושכרו. So what is the mindset and how is it different from?
First of all, it's a very good question. We are in the presence of Borei Olam. We hope and we have confidence that Borei Olam is going to have Rahmanut and going to write us B'Sefer Haim Tovi Ba'alukim. But also we are practical men and women. And Aseret Yemei Teshuvah, we know that we better make the vidui and make the commitment and hope and pray that's going to make a nice kaporet, yes, to cover whatever flaws we did and to live like a good Jew. Yes, sir. Oh, anybody? I'm sorry. No more questions.
אז לפי זה מה זה כופר? איך אומרים?
What's the relationship between kofer and kapara? Fantastic. What's kapara? HaKadosh Baruch Hu covers all the avonot, correct? Covers. Kapara means to cover. The aron is the kaporet, yes, which is this. Now, we have something in English. I know a few languages. So when I used to have to speak about linguistics, semantics, all these type of things, I used to say to my students, I say, you know, when you know a language, if you could tell me a word that you could say for instance, in French, but you cannot say it in English. Or you could say it in Persian, but you cannot say it in French or in Hebrew. What you cannot say in a language? Do you know the language as well? So, well, you know, I could say this in Spanish, but I cannot say this in English. And that would tell you a lot about the language. There's one word that we do not have a word for it in Hebrew. We think that Hebrew is fantastic, so on. No. There's one word that we cannot say. We do not have the lexical facilities to say the word. And the word is atheist. Hebrew does not have something equivalent to atheist. One second. You're going to say apikoros. First of all, apikoros is a Greek word, Epicurean. But when we use it in Hebrew, we don't use it for, say, somebody who, and you see it in Rambam, in Hilchot Teshuvah, Gimal. We don't use it as somebody who does not believe in God, but somebody who says, Nochal v'nishteh hayom ki mahar namut. He's a person. He is a person who is not observant. Who is a person who is derelict. He looks only for sensual pleasures. That is the apikoros in this. There's only one word, but it's a beautiful word, kofer. But what is kofer? Not somebody who does not believe in God. Somebody who covers God. He acts as if God is not looking at him. He has all the time has to put a hand like this. God, no, God doesn't see me. No, I'm covering God. You cannot be a Jew who does not believe in God. You could be Bar Minan, a Jew who covers God and say, no, don't look at me. No, don't. Yes? So when you try to cover God, you are kofar, but you say there is a God. Yes? And that said, I'm going to tell you something about me. I believe, I'm retired. I'm professor emeritus of law, but I had in my law students in Israel, I have many of them that they say, Professor, I'm a kofar, but we're not. So I tell them, do you go to the army? Yes, I'm sure. So ani kofar shata kofar. I don't believe that you're kofar. You're ready to sacrifice yourself for Am Israel? You're not a kofar. Ani kofar shata kofar. Maximum could be kofar. But there is no real atheist. You know why? Torat Emet v'Haya Olam. What happened with this Torat Emet v'Haya Olam? Nata' b'tochenu. Inside your neshama there is the Esa Hayim of the Torah. Torat Emet. Torat Emet Haya Olam. What happened with Haya Olam? Nata' b'tochenu. So you have it inside. So you don't put too much, you didn't put water in it and so on, you're not taking care of it, but it's inside you. And say, I want to tell you the truth, that's the way I am. I believe that, I know you couldn't disagree with me, I believe that even if somebody says, A, B, C, is that, bring him into the Beit HaKnesset, bring him, lekalev otam, if it's in a shot, absolutely. You know, I believe that if it's Bnei Israel, real Bnei Israel, always has a chance lahazor v'tshuva shelema. No more questions? Oh, there's a question. You.
One question I was wondering is why with the teshuvah does Hashem allow a full eradication regardless of the sin? So, for instance, if I commit murder, maybe, a few years later I do complete teshuvah, regret everything, confession, and then, when I've done that teshuvah, that sin is not only am I given credit for the fact that I've done teshuvah, but it's as if it never happened, completely erased.
Yes.
So I was wondering what's the, why is the whole concept of, teshuvah there? It's a big thing.
Yeah, of course. But I just want to say like this. If my dog, I don't have a dog, don't worry. Yeah. But if my dog is my property, bites somebody else, and the court tells me I have to pay $5,000 to this, teshuvah is between me and God. But I have to pay the money. In Olam Hazeh, I have to pay the money. If I broke somebody's window and I still have to go and pay for the window. The teshuvah I ran between me and God, and if I offended somebody and I asked him but not in questions of money. I owe money, you have to pay it. That's part of the teshuvah. The taken. I have to do it again. This is why I don't have to pay you. I bought a car, beautiful car, Rolls Royce and so on, and how much I have to pay? Close to over $500,000. I buy the car, I sign the car, and in the Beit HaSohar, you have to pay the money and so on, and they want to take the car from you. So this, whatever contracts, transactions we make, by law or by accidents, we are responsible. Lahazor b'tshuva means to be more responsible, not less. A young lady wants to ask a question. Yes, please.
Hi. If you talk about someone behind their back, and they might not know that you talked about them behind their back, do you have to ask them for forgiveness?
First of all, it's a very good question. It's an intelligent question, all right? And it depends. If because of what you talk behind the back of your friend or not friend, hurted this person, because of this talk, this person lost a job or was unable to get a job, or a boyfriend, you caused this person, you hurt this person with the words, with your words, I think you should have to apologize to this person. If this person, nothing happened to the person, and so on, so just between you and your maker, you chazer v'tshuva, and you don't have to let them know. But if you hurt this person, yes, I mean, it says the young lady, it says that she's ABCD, and then somebody wanted to, it was interested, she left her. You hurt this person, or the person lost a job. So you have to, you know what, a very important answer that I give them, you have to ask your rabbi, and your rabbi has to guide you in this thing, because it's complex, you know, and so on.
Selihot.
Selihot.